Okay, having a really delightful morning here in Magog and enjoying, as usual, the beautiful area of the Eastern Townships where we live. I'm sitting here with Baby McBaby, my cat, and we are getting ready to do the recipe for whole wheat scones. I forgot to mention that you will need some butter for that recipe. So let me just redo those ingredients. From your pantry, take 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of whole wheat flour, 1/3 cup sugar. I don't recommend using honey or other syrups. It will change the texture of your scone. So make that a 1/3 cup of sugar. If you're diabetic, you can get away with a tablespoon of sugar. 1 teaspoon baking powder. There are organic and natural baking powders available. I encourage you to find them. Same for the baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt. If you have high blood pressure, you do not need to put in the salt. If you have high blood pressure but you want to live dangerously, go ahead and put in the salt anyway. This recipe is calling for 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter, frozen. I'm pretty sure you could get away with 2 tablespoons or even 2 tablespoons of margarine or oil. It's a fat. The more butter you have, the richer your scone is. I will leave that for you to decide. 1/2 cup of raisins or dried currants. 1/2 cup of sour cream, which is left over from your clotted cream. Don't put your clotted cream in the scone, though. Wait till the scone is made. Put your clotted cream on the scone. 1 large egg. I am adapting this recipe from allrecipes.com, by the way. Number 1, adjust your oven rack to a lower middle position. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. Remember, when we're making bread or baking products like this, we're always using a hot oven. In a medium bowl, mix 1 cup all-purpose flour, 1 cup whole wheat flour, your sugar, your baking powder, your baking salt, your baking soda, and the salt if you're using it. This recipe calls for you to grate your butter into the flour mixture. I'm just saying use margarine or use melted. If you want to grate it, you can. It's okay. Your mixture will kind of look like a coarse meal, a pea meal. Stir in the raisins in that dry ingredient. In a small bowl, whisk your sour cream and egg until it's smooth. Number 4, using a fork, stir sour cream mixture into flour mixture. A large dough clump will occur. Use your hands to press the dough against the bowl into a ball. The dough should be sticky, and in places, there may not seem to be enough liquid at first, but as you press, the dough should come together. Place that dough on a lightly floured surface. Pat the dough to a 7 to 8 inch circle, about 3/4 of an inch thick. You then, if you wish, you may sprinkle a teaspoon of sugar on top of the dough. I don't. Use a sharp knife to cut the dough into 8 triangles. Place on a greased cookie sheet, or if you don't have grease or oil, you may prefer to use the parchment paper. Put it about an inch apart. Bake until golden, about 15 to 17 minutes. Cool for 5 minutes. Serve warm. I don't know. Don't serve them warm. Serve them cold. Wait until they are cool to the touch. The next day, if you wish, you can reheat them by splitting them in half, putting a bit of butter on the bottom, and using your skillet. Put your skillet on 4. Put your scones in the skillet. About 1 minute on each side once the pan is heated, and you will have nice toasted scones. Now, if you wish to do a variation, you could grate some orange rind, or what they're currently calling orange zest, to the dry ingredients. And you can substitute dried cranberries for the raisins. But I'm going to tell you something about that. When grocery stores sell you oranges or citrus, they wax the fruit, the outside of it, to make it look good. So I'm always very amused when I see Ina Garten or Alton Brown or all the celebrity chefs raging about, oh my goodness, this orange zest, the lemon zest makes it. What they're really eating is wax. So unless you don't have enough wax in your diet, make sure you wash the lemon, lime, orange, grapefruit, whatever fruit you're using to zest, wash it first. Sometimes put a bit of vinegar around it. It will take off these pesticides. Other variation, you can use lemon rind and add dried blueberries to the raisins instead of raisins. And finally, if you wish to have almond cherry, add a tablespoon of slivered almond and substitute the dried cherries for the raisins. Aluminum foil can be used to keep these scones moist after you've cooked them. So after they're totally cooled, I usually keep a baker's tin, put the scone in that, and by about the third day, you should be trying to get rid of them because they will become very hard. And that is your recipe for clotted cream and scones here on the Coffee and Danish Show. We're coming right back with some more information for you in a few minutes. Now let us enjoy a chillaxing musical interlude on the Coffee and Danish Show with Richard Mccallum.